Good morning, guys, and welcome on in to another episode, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, MLB Trends and Betting Picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. We've got how many games here? Eight baseball games that I'm going to go over, and then I do have one NHL play that I had to give out as well. Only bet one NHL play today, but it was a no-brainer for me, so we'll give it out here at the end of the show. First, what we'll do is take a look back at yesterday and start with the first game here. Milwaukee Brewers and the Baltimore Orioles. Brewers team total over 4.5. A nice winner there. I believe they scored 11 runs yesterday. It was just, and they scored right away. I think in the second inning, it was 2 or 3 runs, and I was pretty confident we were going to get there. The Brewers scored a lot. Christian Yelich, he got a hit in his first at bat, and I was thinking, okay, we've got a good chance here. And then unfortunately, he gets taken out with back discomfort. So over 1.5 bases loses, as does the home run. Sadly, in baseball, injuries, in all sports, injuries happen, but it really sucks when a player gets hurt after one at bat. It would have just been better had they not played at all that game, but it is what it is. LA Angels and the Boston Red Sox. Horrible start by Tanner Houck in this game. Knew that strikeout prop was dead in the water. Reed Detmers pitched pretty well, actually. He had 6 strikeouts going into the 7th inning. And I thought that the Angels manager with a 7-0 lead was definitely going to pull Detmers and put someone else in the 7th inning. The 7th inning comes, and Detmers is still there. He was only there for one at bat, and he got a strikeout. So, cash Reed Detmers over 6.5 strikeouts. Thank you to the Angels manager for keeping him in. Just that one at bat that I needed, and he of course, got the strikeout. So, very appreciative over that. This game got rained out, and we'll be discussing about this game very shortly. So get ready to hear about that game again. Atlanta Braves and Miami Marlins. Ozzie Albies over 1.5 bases, a nice winner there. He got 2 hits, I believe, in this game, multiple hits. My favorite play of the day, as I said, was my premium play in this game, which was the over 8.5. And Max Fried had a great game. Miami and Atlanta both were running into double plays. And when you have an over, the last thing you want to see is double plays every inning. So things were not looking too good there. And then Atlanta does what Atlanta likes to do, and that is score some runs, especially late. I believe they scored 5 runs in one inning. So it was 7-0, and I got my hopes up there. Miami scored one to make it 7-1. And then top of the 9th, Marcell Ozuna hits a solo home run, makes it 8-1, cashes the over. And it's like, yes, thank you, Ozuna, because that play looked like it was dead most of the day. So I'm glad it came back. Bobby Witt Jr. over 1.5 bases. As I said, he's an all or nothing player, and yesterday was nothing. Even despite having good history against Severino, he's just an all or nothing player, and it's kind of tough to tell on any given night if it's going to be a go or no go for him. My premium play, Kansas City Royals money line in this game, unfortunately lost. It was just not a good game for Kansas City overall. Moving on along to this game, you've heard Spencer Steer's name quite a bit on the show. You've heard Ellie De La Cruz's name multiple times on the show. And why do you keep hearing their name? Because they are two great players. They continue to cash for us. Spencer Steer having an absolutely excellent start to the season. He hit a double at some point early on in the game. It cashed us the first bet. Ellie De La Cruz ends up going on and having 3 hits in the game, including a home run. So Ellie De La Cruz is red hot right now. Unfortunately, the play Robert gave out and the play I really did like Ellie De La Cruz to steal a stolen base, which was around plus 200. Unfortunately, the one time he did get on and had an opportunity to steal, Jake Fraley was in front of him. And Jake Fraley is older, and so he's not going to steal a base. So there was no opportunity for Ellie De La Cruz to unfortunately steal a base because his other hit was also a home run. So the opportunity wasn't there, unfortunately, but both of these props cashed. So that was awesome. Washington Nationals, Oakland Athletics. I said in yesterday's show, I cannot believe that I am betting the Oakland Athletics. But what happened? They were leading 1-0 after 5 innings. Blackburn continues to just pitch lights out. He has to get traded at some point. Somebody, maybe Atlanta, who just lost Spencer Strider. Maybe Atlanta gives Oakland a call and says, hey, we'd like to trade for Paul Blackburn because he's been awesome. And Oakland probably doesn't really want to be winning too many games at this point. Washington did score, but it ended up getting reviewed and taken away. So that was awesome. And we cashed the plus 105 play here. Christian Walker had hits in 5 games in a row, multiple hits in 3 of his last 4 games, but unfortunately didn't have the best game here. Got walked one at bat that I was really hoping he was going to get a hit. So that was a unfortunate loser. And to finish off the night, to make it a nice winning night, Shohei Ohtani, over 1.5 bases, minus 105. What does he do? His first at bat, he hits a home run right out of the park. So thank you, Ohtani, for cashing that one. And overall, a nice day yesterday. We will jump into the chat and see what people are saying. Good morning, Terry. Good morning to you as well, Link. How's it going? I like Goku. How's it going? Morning, Terry. Morning, Crystal. O's run line, says Owen. Don't think we're going to be discussing that game yet, but I don't think we're going to be discussing that game. I really leaned Milwaukee yesterday. Don't really have too much of an opinion on the O's today. My guy just rolled out of bed. Well, yeah, well, it's 11 a.m., but hey, have to get all the graphics and stuff ready, and yeah. So I had Detmers and how K-props parlayed. Oh, no. Knew Detmers would cover, but wow, didn't expect. Yeah, me either. Not a good night from him. Ellie De La Cruz, Steer, Stevenson, all cash hits. Total base props, Cincy puck line as well. Yes, money. Absolutely great. Great game by the Reds. I love the Reds. I really do. Severino has been off to a good start so far, surprisingly. Yeah, he didn't give up so many. He didn't give up hardly any hits yesterday, but his previous games he had been giving up hits, just not not giving up any runs really, and that's what happened yesterday. But yesterday is over. We'll move on to today. We'll start with the first game here that we're going to be talking about, which is happening in a little bit less than an hour. Game 1, New York Yankees and Cleveland Guardians. Yankees minus 126 to minus 135. Cleveland plus 110 to plus 120. 8.5s right across the board in this one. Of course, this is the first of a doubleheader between these teams. Minnesota and Detroit are also playing a doubleheader today. And we're kind of going back to the same play as yesterday, but we're going to play it a little bit safer here. So Stephen Kwan over 1.5 bases plus 105. Yesterday it was not plus money. Today I got it for plus money. You can take it for the over 1.5 hits, which I think is like plus 185 in some spots, if you really want to. I'm gonna just take the over 1.5 bases, just in case he does. If he gets a double, and only one hit today, and I bet over 1.5 hits. I would be pretty pissed at myself. So getting plus money is important. So we'll take Stephen Kwan over 1.5 bases. He has multiple hits in 6 of his last 7 games, hitting the ball really well for Cleveland. He is 3 for 5 against Clark Schmidt. So um, all we need is a double or 2 hits by Stephen Kwan, and we cash this one here in this game. Looking at this game from a side or total perspective, I would be looking at the first 5 over. If I was going to get to anything in this game, I'm seeing a total 8.5. I think the first 5 over would probably be at 4.5. And that's probably where I'd look at here if I was looking at a side or total, but I'm not. I'm not. Dun, 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 dun. Ellie De La Cruz home run in Cincinnati win was plus 500. Wow. Wow. Reds to score first and win was plus 100. Even being on the road? Wow. I'm surprised. Gosman has been shredded in his past 2 starts. Can the Twins shred Maeda this afternoon? Strong winds blowing out in Detroit. Well, I didn't originally have a play in that game, but good morning, Terry. Good morning, Storage Club. How's it going? I didn't originally have a play heading into that game. Um, However, now that I'm seeing confirmed lineups, I am going to add one here in Minnesota, Detroit, and I'm actually not going to take a Minnesota prop. Matt Vierling has been playing very well for Detroit. Even in his last game where he didn't start, he came in for a pinch hit, and he still hit his over 1.5 bases. So he's got a hit in 5 games in a row, 2 or more bases in 5 games in a row, and he is 2 for 3 against Joe Ryan. So now that I'm seeing that Matt Vierling is in the lineup, I'm going to take him here for over 1.5 bases, which I did update here in the spreadsheet. Let me go see what we're looking at for Vierling over 1.5 bases. Most likely it's going to be half a base at most spots. So if it is half a base, the book I use, as I said previously, Bet365, you can take alternate bases. See, yeah, Matt Vierling is over half a base at minus 180, so I'll go with the alternate bases plus 160 for him to get 2 bases in this game. That's a play. That is a play, just because of how well he's playing and how well he's done against Joe Ryan, who is a very good pitcher, but Vierling can get to him. How do I play Juan Soto walk props? Only through the pitcher? Um, I'm not sure. I don't I don't do I don't do walk props, so I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. But we'll move on along to our second game that we're going to be talking about, which is Kansas City Royals and the New York Mets here. Kansas City plus 140 to plus 144. The Mets minus 157 to minus 166. 8.5s right across the board here in this one. We have on the mound here Alec Marsh against Sean Manaea. And wow, Sean Manaea has got off to pretty much as close to perfect as he can get. He's given up 1 earned run here in his first 3 starts, I believe. And is just pitching really well right now for the Mets. 2 starts. So Detroit and Cincinnati. He only gave up 1 earned run against Cincinnati, 2 walks in both starts, only 4 hits in 11 innings. So Manaea has been pretty much lights out. On the other side, Alec Marsh, a nice win against Baltimore where he went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk. Then against the White Sox, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk. So did pretty well against the strong Baltimore lineup, but then had a couple issues there with the White Sox. Now we head into this game. I'm taking the first 5 under 4.5, minus 115 here. As I said, Sean Manaea has been absolutely lights out. And Marsh, I believe, can do a good job here shutting down this Mets lineup. Um, the Royals had been scoring a ton before heading into this game. The Mets as well have been scoring quite a bit. Only scored what 5 or 6 yesterday by the end of the game. I think we get a low scoring start here, maybe 2-1, something like that, after 5 innings. So we'll go with the first five under 4.5, minus 115 here in this game. How do I play Javier Baez strikeout props? Guy's been a K King since he landed in Detroit. Um, Again, I don't play player strikeout props. You'd have to look in the player prop section in different books and see if that's there. Kansas money line today, Kansas City. They're at a nice dog price. I will say that they are coming off a loss. But they did have that. It was like a 7 game winning streak, and now they lost one. I could see them losing a second one. I could, especially with Shamanai on the mound for the Mets. Um, but I wouldn't play the Mets at this price. So ultimately, with this game, first five under in this one for me. But we will move on along to our next game, which is the Cincinnati Reds heading to the White or staying with the White Sox to face Chicago. Reds minus 120 to minus 125. The White Sox plus 105 to plus 111. 7.5s and 8s available here in this game. On the mound for Cincinnati is Nick Lodolo, making his first start this season. Um, had some couple rough starts last year and had some really good starts as well. And then unfortunately got injured. So didn't pitch the rest of the season. And now he's back here to make his first start. And what a perfect team to make your first start against the Chicago White Sox here in this one. Um, and I'm noticing that Luis Robert Jr. isn't confirmed for the White Sox. So one of their bigger bats is not playing either, which is kind of interesting. On the mound for the White Sox is Garrett Crochet. And he has been very good. 3 starts so far this year, 18 innings pitched, 11 hits, 4 earned runs, 21 strikeouts in 18 innings, facing Detroit and Atlanta, as well as Kansas City. So he's faced some good teams so far, and he's pitched pretty well. Um, but I think there's more of a there's more of a book on him now after 3 starts. There's more pitching styles to look at. There's more stats um, in this one. Despite the fact that the White Sox do have a very good pitcher on the mound, we are not stopping. We are not stopping with either of these guys. Spencer Steer over 1.5 bases plus 100. Ellie De La Cruz over 1.5 bases plus 165. Both of these players are on rolls right now. Spencer Steer has at least 2 bases in 10 of his last 13 games. Ellie De La Cruz has at least 2 bases in 4 games in a row. Ellie De La Cruz hit in 12 of the 13 games played this season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes, the White Sox have a good pitcher on the mound, but even good pitchers have bad nights, or eventually he's going to have to leave, and the White Sox bullpen's going to have to come in. And we saw what happened to the White Sox bullpen yesterday. So, good pitcher or not, it doesn't scare me. We're taking both of these players. We're going to continue to ride with them while they're red hot. Luis Robert has been out of the lineup for 1+ week. Really, that long? Because it feels like a couple days ago I saw him in the lineup. But then again, I'm not paying attention to the White Sox that often. But yeah, that really hurts. Having one of their only good batters not playing, that really hurts them. Beautiful sunny day in Chicago. Obviously, Tommy lives in Chicago, so wind slightly blowing in between 3 to 8 miles per hour. Don't anticipate wind being a factor. Yeah, I'm fine with the 1.5 bases. Was I tempted to sprinkle an Ellie De La Cruz home run? Yes, but to get 2 bases at plus 165, that's good enough. So if you wanted to sprinkle an Ellie De La Cruz home run, I wouldn't talk you off it. Moving on along to our next game, the Battle of Texas. We got the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. Texas plus 124 to plus 133. Houston minus 141 to minus 150. 9.5s right across the board here in this game. And looking at this one here, on the mound for Texas is Andrew Heaney. 0-2 with a 7.56 ERA. He's not had a good start so far this year. On the other side, Ronel Blanco, after his no-hitter against Toronto, he goes and faces this Texas team and gives up 1 hit. So far, 1 hit over 15 innings, 6 walks and 11 strikeouts. He has been perfect, pretty much perfect. You couldn't ask for a better start from Ronel Blanco so far. And then Andrew Heaney on their other side has lost both starts. His first game against Tampa Bay, 4 hits, 1 earned run. So he didn't do awful in that one. But then against this Houston team, 3.2 innings, 4 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks. And just an absolutely awful start there. We're going with the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve, over 1.5 bases, plus 100 here in this one. Jose Altuve, he is 13 for 41 against Heaney. He's had a lot of success against him. I didn't get a hit yesterday, which I actually like this better, that he didn't get a hit, because now he'll be more motivated here after not getting hit yesterday, facing a pitcher that's not having a good start, a pitcher he's had success against. We'll take Altuve here. If you wanted to take Jeremy Pena or Yordan Alvarez, Pena's 3 for 9 against Heaney. He's got a hit in 8 of his last 9 games. Yordan Alvarez, he's 7 for 17 against Heaney. A hit in 7 of his last 10. Over 1.5 bases in 5 of his last 9, so he's kind of up and down there. A home run in 3 of his last 9. For me, it would be a good spot here to look at Houston player props. And Texas, can they get to Blanco here? Well, I thought they were going to be able to get to him in his second start, in the last start when he faced Texas, and they got 1 hit. So we'll see what Texas can do, but I'm not going to bet against Blanco again. I'm not. Cappers are trying to sell high on Blanco. I'll continue to fade Heaney. Yeah, I agree. I don't like the price for Houston in this game. I would have to take them on the run line, which I'm not comfortable doing because this Houston team has not looked like themselves whatsoever from last year. Their best 2 games were 2 games they beat up on the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are, I don't want to say awful because they're so inconsistent that I wanted to celebrate having a big game against the Blue Jays, which the Rockies fans are probably celebrating after yesterday. Huge win over the Blue Jays. But we will move on along to our next game here. We talked about this game yesterday, the LA Angels and the Boston Red Sox. Angels minus 108 to minus 115 here in this game. Boston minus 105 to plus 102. 10.5s. In most spots, it does look like there's a 10 available here in this game. So a pretty high total here in this one. And one of the reasons for that is because Griffin Canning is on the mound for the Angels. And he has not had a good season so far. His first game, a loss against Baltimore, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk. Then he faced this Boston team, 4.2 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and 3 walks. So 2 not very good starts so far. Now he gets to face this Boston team again. Boston has not announced who their pitcher is going to be yet. RotoWire has Cooper Criswell listed here. And seeing Boston at minus or at plus money in one spot, minus 105 and others, I'm very tempted with the Red Sox here. Um, I just obviously don't know who's officially pitching for Boston, and it's not enough for me to pull the trigger here on the Red Sox. But I will take Tristan Cassis over 1.5 bases, which is plus 130. Of course, I did have to take the alternate basis here. His basis prop is half over half. I know at Bet365 and at FanDuel, you can take alternative bases. So I took the plus 1.5 for plus 130 here in this one. He has a hit in 8 of his last 10 games. Didn't have a hit yesterday, so kind of like Altuve, he's looking to bounce back here. He is 2 for 3 against Griffin Canning. So we'll take Tristan Cassis to get 2 bases here at plus 130 and continue his success against Canning, who a lot of people are having success against. Trying to find angles how to fade Maeda and Heaney. Well, if you just want to fade them, then take Minnesota's team total and take Houston's team total. See what they're at and look at it. Cassis bomb today. I would love that. I would love that. And a lot of the times when I do take guys over 1.5 bases, they do hit home runs. So 17-mile winds blowing out to right field in Boston. Good for left-handed hitters. Okay, so that's why the total is where it's at. 12 miles per hour and over winds good. Yes. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. But we will move on along to our next one here, which is between the Atlanta Braves and the Miami Marlins. Atlanta minus 200 to minus 205. Miami plus 165 to plus 185. 8.5s right across the board here in this game. Chris Sale starting on the mound for Atlanta. 1-0 so far in 2 starts. 5.1 innings in both. 4 hits, 2 earned runs against Arizona, and 5 hits and 2 earned runs against Philly. 6 strikeouts against Arizona, 7 strikeouts against Philly. So Sale in his first 2 starts has been incredibly consistent here so far, facing Arizona and Philadelphia. Now he faces this Miami Marlins team, which is a step down in offense. I took the over yesterday, and thank God Miami got that 1 run because otherwise it wouldn't have gone over. So Miami does not have the best offense. What Miami does have is a very good young pitcher, Max Meyer, starting here in this game. 2 good starts from him against the Angels and St. Louis so far this year. Drafted 3rd overall in the 2020 draft. Minnesota boy, and he does have a lot of potential here. But he's facing this Atlanta Braves team, and this Atlanta Braves team has some very, very good hitters on it. Ultimately, even if Mayer does pitch pretty well, which I do expect him to do pitch pretty decently, but I do think he's going to give up some hits here. Ozzy Albies over 1.5 bases plus 105. Matt Olson over 1.5 bases plus 120. Even if it is a slow start for Atlanta early on, we've seen what happens late in games for Atlanta, and that's when they do most of their damage is later on. So when the bullpen comes in, that's usually when the Braves do most of their damage. Why am I taking these 2 guys specifically? Well, Matt Olson has a hit in 7 games in a row, at least 2 bases in 6 of his last 7. So he's been very consistent. Ozzy Albies, a hit in 9 of his last 11 games. He's got at least 2 bases in 5 games in a row. So again, very consistent. The best hitter for Miami right now, Tim Anderson. He's got a hit in 5 of his last 6 games. He's 2 for 13 against Chris Sale. So Not a lot of good Miami players have a lot of good numbers against Chris Sale, so that's something to keep in mind. Why am I not taking the Braves in this game? Because the run line at minus 115 is kind of pricey. And like I said, Max Mayer does have a lot of potential. And he's a pitcher that I would like to try to back. The issue is he's playing for the worst team in baseball so far this year. So it's tough to back him uh, here. What's up with the Braves? Are they like the Dodgers and basically other team bad bullpens? If it's as if they need to score 9 to win games. Yeah, they're having some pitching issues, and of course, losing Spencer Strider for the season, as which was announced today, definitely does not help. That's why I said give Oakland a call and try to get Blackburn. Would be Atlanta's smartest move, I think. Here. But speaking about the Dodgers, our next game, San Diego Padres and the LA Dodgers. The Padres plus 155 to plus 173. Dodgers minus 188 to minus 192. Nines right across the board here in this one. And on the mound for the Padres is Matt Waldron. Um, Pitching in 2 games so far, 9 hits, 4 earned runs against St. Louis. And then 5.1 innings, he gave up 3 hits, no earned runs against the San Francisco Giants. But this LA Dodgers team has a much better offense than both um, the Giants and the Padres. On the other side, for the Dodgers here, Gavin Stone on the mound. Has not had a good start to the season. No decision in his first start, going 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk. Then against the Cubs, a loss. He went 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, and 3 walks. So he's not got off to the best start this year. Didn't have good numbers last year. In fact, it's kind of interesting. He had a 9 ERA last year, and so far he's got a 9 ERA this year. So Gavin Stone is not somebody that I can believe in whatsoever. We're taking Manny Machado here. Over 1.5 bases, plus 150, and to hit a home run, plus 500 in this one. Manny Machado hit a home run yesterday. He has got a hit in 6 games in a row, multiple bases in 3 games in a row. He's 2 for 3 against Gavin Stone, both hits home runs. So he's had success against Stone. Stone not pitching well. Machado, while kind of slower to start the season, he's hot right now. And he's getting a good pitching matchup, getting it against a pitcher that's struggling and a pitcher he's done very well against. So over 1.5 bases, plus 150, and the home run for plus 500 here for Manny Machado in this game. Now there is looking like there may be rain, 78% chance of rain. So hopefully this game gets played, but I had to play it even with the rain. Um, I had to play it here in this game. Dun, dun. Strong chance of rain. Yeah, yeah. 14 miles per hour wind blowing out to center. Okay, okay, sounds good. Hopefully the rain lets up. That's all I'm hoping here in this one because I really do like Machado today in this game. But the final game we're going to be talking about, and then I'll get to my NHL play here for today. The final game is the final game of the night. We got the Chicago Cubs heading to Seattle to face the Mariners in the second game of this series. The Cubs minus 135 to minus 145. Seattle plus 120 to plus 130. Eights right across the board here in this game. And on the mound for the Cubs is Shota Imanga. 2 starts so far, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts against Colorado in the win, 3 strikeouts against the Dodgers, only going 4 innings, but only giving up 2 hits in both starts, no earned runs yet. He has got off to an amazing start. Now faces this Mariners team who has a pitcher on the mound who has not got off to a great start. Emerson Hancock, his first game a win against Cleveland, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk. Then against Milwaukee in the loss, 3.1 innings, 11 hits, 8 earned runs, and 1 walk. Two absolutely awful, especially the last start was definitely awful. He's given up a home run against Cleveland, 2 home runs against Milwaukee. And now he's facing this Cubs team. And we are taking Michael Bush. I'm going to assume it's Bush or Bush. I'm sorry, guys. Over 1.5 bases plus 135. He got a home run yesterday. He's got a home run in back-to-back games. He's got a hit in 7 of his last 8 games. So he is hitting the ball very well. And now he gets to face this Seattle pitcher, which is struggling, as I said. So home run in back-to-back games. Hancock has given up home runs. So you could look at the home run prop here. But I just went with over 1.5 bases, plus 135. It's a great price here in this one. And let me see. Let me see what the Cubs team total is looking like here. Because I already added Matt Vierling over 1.5 bases in the Detroit game, and now Cubs team total over 4.5 at plus 100. So that is interesting. Tommy, do you know the wind in Seattle? But total home runs in the game over 2.5, minus 124. Interesting. That was for San Diego LAD. Okay, awesome. And then, this one you're going total home runs under 2.5. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll stick with oh yeah, they have a dome. Yeah, they have a dome. So yeah, okay. I do lean with the Cubs team total over. Check the comments of this video on the YouTube if you're watching on Twitter. Getting Wild with Terry and Friends on the YouTube channel. Check the comments below. I'm probably going to get to Cubs team total, but I want to look at it more before I pull the trigger. So check the comments of the YouTube video, and I will let you know if I do add Cubs team total. Obviously, it's late game, so lots of time to add that. But going on along to the hockey game that we're going to be talking about, and that is the Detroit Red Wings heading to Toronto to face the Leafs. Detroit plus 150 to plus 150. Toronto minus 162 to minus 185. 6.5s right across the board, and everybody probably knows where we're going in this game. Austin Matthews to score 2 goals in this game, plus 500 for half unit. Got 2 goals in his last game. He's at 68. So he wants to get to 70 goals. The Toronto organization wants him to get to 70 goals, but they want him to get to 70 tonight. Toronto has to face Florida in their last 2 games of the season. And Toronto's management would rather rest Matthews because they're most likely going to be facing Florida in the first round. So you want to rest Matthews, but you don't want to prevent him from getting the 70 goals because it's not often a player goes and gets 70 goals. So I think all the players here are going to be passing to Matthews. Matthews can do it. Obviously, he's got 68 goals so far this year and got 2 goals in his last game. So we'll take him here, plus 500 to score 2 goals in this game today. Premium plays at Picks and Parlays. I've got 2 up on the site today. Link is in the description below. $25. If the play loses, you get your money back as store credit on the site. And if you want to get my premium plays, they are available at Picks and Parlays. That is today's show. As I said, anything that I add, I'll look to, I'll put in the comment section of this video. Anything that's not player prop related, things that I add will be in the spreadsheet, highlighted in green. Cubbies bounce back versus mediocre pitching. I agree. If Dome and Seattle's open, the wind's blowing in between 8 to 10. Okay, so I hope it's closed. Hope it's closed. Thanks for the great show, Terry. No problem. Thanks for watching, Tommy. Thanks everyone for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the show, and we will see you guys on the next show, which will be on Monday. Taking tomorrow off. Let's get 70. Yes, that is the plan for Matthews. And if he does it tonight, I cash a nice plus 500 bet. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.